Bitcoin radio, the sound of the chain.
Hello, friends. I welcome you and hope you are all doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about something pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah.
Quantum computing. Now, you might think this is just a sci-fi concept, but it's actually a rapidly developing field with the potential to seriously shake things up.
Absolutely.
Particularly when it comes to crypto and, of course, our beloved Bitcoin.
You're absolutely right. It's a game changer. And what makes it so different from the computers we use every day is the way it utilizes these things called qubits. Unlike the bits in our regular computers, which can only be either a 0 or a 1 qubits, can be in multiple states at the same time.
Whoa.
This lets them tackle certain calculations exponentially faster, opening up a whole new realm of possibility.
Okay, I'm already intrigued. But before we get too deep into the how, I'm curious about the why. What sparked this whole idea of quantum computing in the first place?
Well, it all started back in the 1980s when physicists began to realize that classical computers just weren't cutting it when it came to simulating the complexities of quantum systems.
Yeah.
They started imagining a new kind of computer that could handle this, and that's how the seed of quantum computing was planted.
So it was born out of a need to understand the quantum world better. That's fascinating. But how did we go from this initial idea to actually building these quantum computers?
There were some crucial milestones along the way. One major breakthrough came in the mid-90s with the development of an algorithm that could factor large numbers on a theoretical quantum computer exponentially faster than any classical computer. Now, this has huge implications for cryptography, particularly for Bitcoin, which relies on the difficulty of factoring large numbers for its security.
Wait, so you're saying that someone could potentially use a quantum computer to crack the encryption, protecting Bitcoin? That's a bit unsettling.
It's definitely a concern for the future. But before you panic, remember that we're still in the early stages of quantum computing. The computers we have today aren't powerful enough to pose an immediate threat to Bitcoin. However, it's something we need to be aware of and prepare for.
That makes sense. It's like a race against time as quantum computing advances. We need to stay ahead of the game when it comes to protecting Bitcoin security. But let's get back to the basics for a moment. How do these quantum computers actually work?
It all boils down to two mind-bending principles of quantum mechanics: superposition and entanglement. Think of a coin spinning in the air. Before it lands, it's both heads and tails at the same time. That's kind of what superposition is like for a qubit. It can be in multiple states simultaneously, giving it incredible processing power.
Okay, I think I'm starting to wrap my head around that. But what about entanglement? That sounds even weirder.
Entanglement is like having two of those spinning coins, but they're linked. If you stop one coin and it lands on heads, the other one instantly lands on tails no matter how far apart they are. It's like they're communicating instantaneously, defying the limitations of space and time.
Wow, that's truly mind-boggling. So how do we actually harness these principles to perform calculations?
Well, quantum computers use something called quantum circuits. These are similar to the circuits in our regular computers, but instead of manipulating bits, they manipulate qubits using quantum gates. These gates change the states of the qubits, and by stringing together a sequence of gates, we can perform complex computations.
I can only imagine how complex it must be to design and build these quantum circuits.
It's a highly specialized field, and building these computers is no small feat. The current quantum computers are still quite limited, typically having fewer than 100 qubits. Compare that to the billions of transistors in your smartphone, and you can see that we're still in the early days.
So even though they're still in their infancy, they've managed to achieve some impressive feats. I'm curious, what are some of the real-world applications of quantum computing, especially those relevant to Bitcoin and the world of crypto?
Well, apart from the potential threat to encryption that we've already discussed, which is a big one for Bitcoin, there are many areas where quantum computing could have a profound impact. For example, it could revolutionize drug discovery by allowing us to simulate complex molecules and design new medicines at an unprecedented speed.
That's incredible. So from cracking codes to developing life-saving drugs, the potential is vast. What other applications are on the horizon, especially those that could directly impact Bitcoin?
Well, one area that's particularly exciting is optimization. Imagine being able to optimize complex systems like supply chains or financial markets with incredible precision. This could lead to increased efficiency, reduced costs, and even new opportunities for innovation in the world of crypto.
That sounds like a game changer. But it's not all sunshine and roses, right? What are some of the challenges we're facing in developing and implementing quantum computing, especially when it comes to ensuring the security of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies?
You're right, there are significant challenges. One major hurdle is achieving what we call quantum advantage, the point at which quantum computers can consistently outperform classical computers for practical tasks.
So while the potential is there, we're not quite there yet. Are there other challenges that we need to be aware of?
Absolutely. Another big one is error correction. Quantum systems are incredibly fragile and prone to errors. Developing effective ways to correct these errors is crucial for building reliable quantum computers. Then there's the issue of resource requirements. Building and maintaining quantum computers is incredibly resource intensive, which limits access to this technology.
It sounds like a complex and rapidly evolving field. There's a lot to unpack here.
There is, and we've only just scratched the surface. But we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our discussion.
We have, and I'm already eager to hear more.
Well, stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve even deeper into the fascinating world of quantum computing and its potential impact on the world, especially when it comes to Bitcoin and the future of crypto. Welcome back to our discussion on quantum computing.
It's great to be back. I'm still processing everything we talked about in the last part. The sheer potential of quantum computing is mind-blowing, but the potential threats to Bitcoin are a bit concerning, to say the least.
It's understandable to be concerned, especially when you consider what could happen if someone actually managed to crack the encryption protecting Bitcoin. It would be like handing them the keys to the kingdom.
Exactly. So I'm really interested in learning more about those quantum-resistant cryptography methods you mentioned earlier. How do they work, and how confident are we that they can actually protect Bitcoin from quantum attacks?
That's a great question. Quantum-resistant cryptography is a rapidly developing field, and there are several promising approaches being explored. One of the most intriguing ones is something called lattice-based cryptography.
Lattice-based cryptography. It sounds incredibly complex. I'm not sure my brain is ready for this.
It might sound intimidating, but the basic idea is actually quite elegant. Imagine a multi-dimensional grid, kind of like a lattice work. Lattice-based cryptography relies on the difficulty of solving certain mathematical problems within these lattices. These problems are thought to be incredibly hard even for quantum computers.
So it's like creating a super complex mathematical puzzle that even a quantum computer would struggle to solve. That's pretty clever. But how do we actually use these lattice-based puzzles to protect Bitcoin?
Well, the specifics are quite technical, but essentially we can use these mathematical problems to create new encryption algorithms that are resistant to attacks from both classical and quantum computers. It's like building a fortress with walls so strong that no siege engine, whether it's classical or quantum, can break through.
That's a reassuring thought. But even with these new encryption methods, it seems like the future of Bitcoin and even the entire internet hinges on staying ahead of quantum computing advances. It's like a constant game of cat and mouse.
It's a valid point, and it highlights the importance of ongoing research and development in cryptography. As quantum computers become more powerful, we need to continually develop and refine our defenses. It's an arms race of sorts, but one that's essential for the long-term security of Bitcoin and other critical systems.
Absolutely. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about some of the more positive applications of quantum computing.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that it could revolutionize drug discovery. Can you elaborate on that? I'm always fascinated by the potential of technology to improve healthcare.
It's an incredibly exciting area. One of the biggest challenges in drug discovery is understanding how molecules interact with each other. These interactions are governed by the laws of quantum mechanics, which, as we've discussed, are incredibly complex. Classical computers struggle to simulate these interactions accurately, but quantum computers have the potential to change that.
So with quantum computers, we could simulate the behavior of molecules and design new drugs with much greater precision that could lead to incredible breakthroughs in medicine.
Precisely. Imagine being able to design drugs that target specific diseases with minimal side effects, or even develop personalized medicine tailored to an individual's genetic makeup. The possibilities are vast.
It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's becoming a reality. What other areas could benefit from this kind of molecular simulation?
Material science is another field where quantum computing could have a huge impact. Imagine being able to design new materials with specific properties like superconductivity or extreme strength. This could revolutionize everything from energy storage to construction.
Wow, the applications seem endless.
Yeah.
But what about more practical, everyday applications? How could quantum computing impact the way we live and work?
Think about optimization problems. These are problems where we need to find the best solution out of a vast number of possibilities. Quantum computers excel at this kind of problem solving.
Okay, can you give me a concrete example of how this may be applied in the real world? Perhaps something relevant to Bitcoin.
Sure. Imagine trying to optimize the logistics of a global supply chain. A quantum computer could analyze massive amounts of data and find the most efficient routes, minimizing costs and delivery times. This could even have implications for Bitcoin mining operations, which rely on the efficient transportation of hardware.
So quantum computing could streamline global trade, improve the efficiency of Bitcoin mining, and even help us get our online orders delivered faster. It's incredible to think about the ripple effects.
The possibilities are vast. And we haven't even touched on the potential impact of quantum computing on artificial intelligence, which is a whole other fascinating area. But that's a discussion for another time.
It sounds like we've got a lot more to explore in the world of quantum computing.
We do. And we'll continue our discussion in part 3, where we'll delve into some of the more nuanced aspects of quantum computing, including its potential impact on artificial intelligence and the ethical considerations we need to address.
I'm looking forward to it. This has been an incredibly insightful discussion so far. Hello, friends. I welcome you and hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to our discussion on quantum computing. We've talked about a lot of fascinating stuff already, from the basic principles to the potential applications and challenges. But what really struck me is the sheer potential of this technology to impact Bitcoin and the entire crypto space.
You're right. The implications for crypto are profound. In the previous parts, we talked about the potential threat to current encryption methods and the need for quantum-resistant cryptography to protect Bitcoin. But quantum computing also has the potential to revolutionize other aspects of the crypto world.
That's what I'm really curious about. We touched on optimization in the last part, but I'd love to explore other ways quantum computing could impact Bitcoin beyond just security.
One area that's particularly exciting is the intersection of quantum computing and artificial intelligence. We're already seeing AI being used in the crypto space for things like trading algorithms and market analysis. Now imagine combining the power of AI with the computational capabilities of quantum computers.
So we're talking about AI on steroids. What could that mean for Bitcoin specifically?
It could lead to more sophisticated trading algorithms capable of analyzing massive data sets and identifying patterns that humans might miss. It could also enhance risk assessment and fraud detection, making Bitcoin transactions even more secure.
That's a good thing, considering how much emphasis is placed on security in the crypto world. But let's not forget that Bitcoin is just one part of a much larger financial system. How could quantum computing impact the broader financial landscape?
It could revolutionize financial modeling, enabling institutions to manage risk more effectively and develop new financial instruments. Think about complex derivatives or algorithmic trading strategies. Quantum computers could handle those computations with ease.
So we're talking about potential impacts on everything from high-frequency trading to portfolio optimization. It seems like there's a lot of potential for disruption and innovation in the financial industry. But with all this talk about technological advancement, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement and overlook the potential downsides.
You bring up a crucial point. As with any powerful technology, there are risks and ethical considerations that we need to address. For example, as quantum computers become more accessible, we need to ensure that they're used responsibly and not for malicious purposes.
So while quantum computing could lead to breakthroughs in cybersecurity, it also presents new security challenges. It's a double-edged sword. What about the impact on jobs? A lot of people are concerned about automation and the potential for job displacement. Could quantum computing make this problem worse?
It's a valid concern. As quantum computers become more capable of performing complex tasks, there is a possibility that certain jobs currently done by humans could be automated. However, I believe that quantum computing will also create new jobs and opportunities that we can't even imagine yet.
It's like any technological revolution. There will be winners and losers, and it's important to consider the societal impact and ensure that everyone benefits from these advancements.
I agree. It's not just about technological progress, it's about using technology to create a better future for everyone.
Well said. This has been a truly fascinating discussion. We've covered so much ground, from the mind-bending principles of quantum mechanics to the potential impact of this technology on Bitcoin, the financial industry, and beyond.
It's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you. It's clear that quantum computing is a game changer, and we're only at the beginning of this incredible journey.
I'm excited to see what the future holds. To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of quantum computing. I hope you found it as informative and thought-provoking as I did.
If you're interested in learning more about quantum computing and its potential impact, I encourage you to explore the vast amount of information available online and stay tuned for future discussions on this rapidly evolving field.
Please leave a like or even better subscribe to this channel. And bye, friends.